Recording in progress.
কেমন আছো রমেন?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, ভালো আছি। স্যার আপনি কেমন আছেন?
ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে। ব্যাঙ্গালোরই তো নাকি এখন?
না, আমি এখন আসানসোলে আছি।
আচ্ছা 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 আচ্ছা। অর্ঘ জয়েন করেছে?
আই থিঙ্ক হি উইল বি।
সুজয় স্যার,
हाँ सर.
সুজয় শুরু করে দে সুজয়।
Okay. 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 A very good evening to all and one present in this session. On behalf of Department of Computer Application, Asansol Engineering College, I heartily welcome you all in this technical talk on web development and data warehousing, featuring two of our illustrious alumni, Raman Mukherjee, who is currently working in Mindtree, and Argo Banerjee, who is currently working in Deloitte. Without wasting much time, let me request our respected HOD sir, HOD Computer Application, Dr. Dibyendu Kumar Pal, to say a few words and formally declare this session as open. Sir, please, HOD sir.
Okay, Sujay sir. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Asansol Engineering College and the entire team members of Computer Application Department, I would like to thank each and everyone for attending this webinar. Special thanks to our higher management for giving us encouragement always. Thanks to all the departmental TNP cell members for organizing such an informative and effective webinar. Also, special thanks to our central TNP cell for giving us continuous support. It is a proud moment for all of us that two of our ex-MCA students of Asansol Engineering College, Mr. Raman Mukherjee, Module Leader, Mindtree Limited, and Mr. Argo Banerjee, Deloitte Consultant, for giving their valuable time for their junior batch of 2022 pass out on how to face question answer at the time of interviews in industries. They will discuss in details. All of you are requested to enjoy and learn the session that will help for upcoming campus dive. Without wasting of any time further, I request Sujay sir, please continue.
Thank you, HOD sir. Next, may I request our Training and Placement Officer, Debika Chatterjee ma'am, to share her valuable words. Please, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's really a proud moment for us, really to see Raman and Argo joining with us and guiding our students. It is really, really a proud moment, and we are really glad to see that how well they are doing in their professional journey. It will be really an inspiration for all of the students, I'm sure. Through the session, they'll get to know their experiences, and I'm sure their guidance will be a value add for the students. So I'm sure the objective is clear today, that why we have gathered out here. So I have, since I'm in the training and placement segment and interacting with various organizations, so we have certain observations and certain feedbacks we have received from the organization. We receive time to time. So both in case of failure and success. So that I would really would like to share with Raman and Argo, and I would expect them to throw some light, and of course the students should be getting benefit out of it. Because the kind of questions they ask, and we have seen the students, maybe students who are having 80% and above throughout her career also, sometimes fail to answer those questions. So basically, it requires a specific skill set to handle a technical query. So my expectation from this session from Raman and Argo would be to focus on those areas, to talk about, to identify, touch upon those areas whereby the students will get to know the specific skill for technical query handling. So even we have come to know time to time from various organizations that, as a feedback we have received in case of a failure, that your students are not through with the basics. So now sitting across the table, you can understand that's opposite side of the table, that what exactly do they mean by lagging the basic knowledge. So I would really expect you to touch upon those areas as well, that even a candidate with 80% throughout in his or her career faces this kind of feedback that I am lagging with basics. So what exactly they mean by basic, and what exactly a candidate should understand and prepare themselves to face these kind of challenges and challenging questions. So I would really be happy if you could just touch upon those areas and guide our students who are approaching their placement season, which is just going on right now. So, and at the same time, from the students, I'll have the expectation that while Roman and Orgo will be taking you through these kind of experiences and will be guiding you through the questions, you have to have, you'll be getting a lot of good practices from their end. So, inculcating those good practices among yourselves, it would require a conscious effort and, of course, a lot of consistency. Without that consistency, you will be actually nowhere. So, this session will be valueless in case if you do not show your consistency. I'm sure Raman and Orgo will agree to this part that you have to have a lot of serious effort to make yourself ready to be called as a professional. So this journey will be really exciting, and I'm sure with the guidance of your seniors, it will be really meaningful. So without much wasting time, I would really hand over to Raman and Orgo to take this forward. Thank
Sure,
you.
ma'am. Sure.
Thank you, ma'am, for your enlightening words and taking out some time for us from your busy schedule. We also expect the
Pleasure.
same
It's our
that the
pleasure.
students will make the most of it, out of this session. So now I request Amitabh Chakraborty sir to take over and continue.
So very good afternoon to everybody. Actually, DKP sir, SKP sir, and Devika ma'am have mentioned everything. So I am not want to expect any time, waste of any time. So this program is actually divided into two parts. One is technical, and the second one is interview based and question answer based on IT industry, question answer faced at the time of interviews, and pandemic situation, how to control the pandemic situation, how to manage. So this session is divided, but to some extent we are concentrating on the technical part, that is the questionnaire session. You have already submitted, all the students have submitted some questions, so we are already compiled the question, and now I would like to open the session, and Roman and Orgo, please continue with your valuable comments. Technical part, that is the web development and the data mining, data warehousing, it may be extended, it may be we can arrange another day, and in that day it will be discussed. So focusing on the IT industry and the interview positions, so we concentrate in today's webinar and question answer session mainly. So Roman, please take over. Orgo, welcome to Asansol Engineering College again. So
Yeah, thank you, sir.
So you start. Stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you all.
So, hi, welcome everybody to the show. And before beginning anything in this auspicious day of Guru Purnima, I'm giving my my prayers to all my gurus, and with their blessings, we are starting this journey of ours. So, Argo, why don't you start?
Yeah, definitely. So, hi all. Basically, I will start. I would like to introduce myself. I was a student of Asansol Engineering College back in in BCA in the year of 2012. I was a class of 2012 student, and then I shifted to to pursue my master's degree to a different college itself in the Durgapur region. So I completed a master's of computer application from Bengal College of Engineering and Technology, and then I started with my the IT career with Central across Central in Chennai location. For there I have been working almost for close to 3.2 years, and then I started switching for the career advancement, and I moved to Cognizant, and then from Cognizant I have been now working with Deloitte Consulting USI in the strategy and analytics part. So this is like pretty much introduction on my part, and I am like total having a years of more than 5+ years of experience in data warehousing, and I have worked for like various kind of clients, whether it is in BFSI or like banking and financial system, or it is for the healthcare giants. So this has been pretty much my journey till now, and I'm looking forward to again for the exciting career. Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, my name is Raman Mukherjee. I studied BCA as well as MCA from Asansol Engineering College, and it was a wonderful 6-year journey for me over there. And then I joined Mindtree, working here for almost about 6 years now over there, and I am working at the capacity of module lead. I work mainly as a full stack web developer, and yeah, So this is mostly this is about me. There are other details which I'm skipping intentionally because they are irrelevant for me. So this whole session, try to take this session as that you are discussing with your seniors, and feel free to ask questions, whatever comes in your mind. No question is a stupid question. On the other hand, also to keep this relevant and time bound, uh, try to ask the questions which are a bit critical to you, which you are maybe confused, or you need something. We'll try to get you some light on that. So having said that, let's start with this session. So I have no PPT or things to share. I have made couple of points. That's it. So Argo, if you want, you can start with something.
Yeah, basically, we have seen that we have came across, like when we used to be in the college, right? So that time actually we used to have always we were always curious and inquisitive, like what kind of like the scenario will be when it will come to a training and placement sort of scenario, or when the companies will come and they will ask for the relevant skill sets, because that time, like when we were back into the college, right? So that time we were having very few connections, limited connections to the the outside world, especially to the IT field, who were people who were working over there. So even though we used to try, like from our seniors who were getting job placements and everything from the college itself, so we used to interact with them, and we used to get the feedback from them, like what kind of actually the talent basically the industry is right now seeking, and what are the challenges, and how we have to overcome all those challenges. So this was all always it was the question for us, and definitely we used to always think about that one. And being a student of computer application, definitely you will get a lot of knowledge from the college. Apart from that, like the soft skill and everything, so you will be getting those things, and those things will be definitely it will be helpful to you. But when it comes to the training and placement, and what right now the industry is looking for as a inner fresher, or even if you are an experienced, having some kind of experience working, okay, so that kind of thing is like that you will have to be like at my point, like what I will like to suggest to you, you have to be very clear about your thought process, like what kind of field you are opting for, and what are the technologies you are having experience on it. Like I would rather like to say, like experience in a me, since you are being a fresher, you won't have any IT experience, but rather than having those like getting those IT experience, it will be like how you can inculcate your academics part towards your job placement and all those things. So going to the that trend, right? So the current scenario of the market, even that like how the pandemic has hit the like each and every organization and every sector and every field. So basically you will have not to be so much worry about the pandemic, because the it is, I would like to say, like it is not like criticizing the other sectors, but rather I would like to say that the IT sector has been always been like whether it is a pandemic or whether it is any kind of situation is over there, the IT sector is such a sector which always will be performing. Okay, it will never shut down. It will rather it can get slowed down a little bit, like hiring and all those things, but it will never shut down, because the entire thing which in the world is running right now is basically based on the IT. Whether if you go to a bank, whether you go to a post office, okay, whether you are placing your food online, everything is being taken care by the IT. So basically the IT is becoming a backbone, like in like today's world. So it will never shut down, and it will never get slowed down like what we think of. Rather I would like to say like there is always a a provision for each and everyone to get absorbed, until unless there are something mishappening is happening with your skills, or like something is getting screwed up with your academics. So you will have to be too much of See, you have to take your career as a serious first of all. Okay, it's not like like being into especially to the final year students, you can't skip any of the campusing, whether it is like what is the status of that company, it doesn't matter to you. You will have to kickstart your career and you will have to keep it that thing in your mind always. So that will be a pretty much introduction from my side on like how you will have to handle the current scenario in the pandemic. Even like many organizations are like recruiting in a huge number. So exactly I don't have the like the details, granular level details with me, but yeah, definitely they are hiring, and the hiring is in a good momentum right now, even for like freshers, whether it is a freshers or whether it is experienced professional. So that will be pretty much from my end, and I will like to hand over it to Roman, and then we can kickstart the session.
Yeah, wonderful introduction by Argo. So I would sum up this part with a very simple thing which Winston Churchill has said almost 60 years back, or 70 probably. Never let a good crisis go to waste. This time is a crisis. Yes, we all agree that it's a crisis, but never let it go waste. There are a lot of ways you can bank on. Previously, what used to happen that you need to go to a specific city, a specific area to give your interviews and all. Now that everything is being happening on the on online mode, it is very easier to participate on the interviews, coding challenges, hackathons, and all such things. So take advantage of all these things and try to join as much as possible offline campusing, or just not depend on your college TPOs. See, the problem is that if you simply think that I will get everything out of here, which is not possible always, which is not practical as well. You have to be hungry for the job as well. It all matters. It all boils down to how hungry you are. If you are hungry enough, you will find the things. Try to networking over the industry. So the people who have joined earlier than you, try to. What I'll suggest here, try to connect over a professional network such as LinkedIn. What happens is that mostly job news. Our whole point of the session is for the job, and it's job centric only. Whatever we are going to share and whatever we are going to talk, it's all about jobs. So this is one thing. You have to be hungry. You have to be aware. Second thing is that the paradigm shift of the job hunt. The job hunt is not only limited to your standard websites like Naukri, Indeed, Shine, and all other places. It's not only limited to creating your profile over there and simply keep on updating and in a hope that somebody will approach you. I'm not sure how many of you have watched this. Maybe I'm one of the few lucky person. There was a person, a very young professional who was doing some internships and all, and in LinkedIn, he published just 2 minutes of a video, a commercial video type of thing, which he created. This is for Cred, and he created it so awesomely. Within that chat, within that thread of that application, or rather that video, he got the job. It got highlighted by Cred. A very senior person from Cred came, offered the job, he got the job. Probably he is now posted in there. The very similar thing I observed today when a person is making the commercial copyright for a food company, Zomato, and it's filled with the taglines. It's filled with the things which Zomato can actually use in their next commercial or maybe for their promotion, and it got instantly highlighted by Zomato. Probably he got the job as well because the content was absolutely mind-blowing. So this is also a way to get the job. It's not always to be adhered to the strict rule of creating a CV, submitting a CV, and then wait. Sometimes you have to grab your job. You have to take your job from there. Talking more about this paradigm shift, I think you have to be more visible on your work, on the places where your passion is, and obviously you have to be passionate about the industry where you're going, because although we are talking about job, it's again focused to IT jobs. So yeah, if you're not passionate enough for the IT job, maybe this is not the right field, because uh, this is the only one of the few areas, I don't know, I think it is the only field where the merit is still considered as the only criteria, nothing else. So there is no quota, no reservation, and nothing. It's purely and purely your merit. So you have to grow the merit, you have to grow the passion, you have to grow your hunger to get into this industry. Now, to talk about industry, I'll be switching the topics most of the time because they are connected with each other. Feel free to intervene and ask me to slow down or fasten up. Okay. So, yeah, let this be an interactive session. Let this be a dialogue between people. It should not be a monologue or a lecture. It's not a lecture. It's not a college lecture. It's be candid, ask things or chat things if you are needed. If you need to be sending some things to us or to the moderator, and yeah, feel free. Okay, it's not a college lecture. Be free. Now to talk about the industry. In our India, mostly the industry is filled with the service line companies. Now, when we say service line companies, I know when you are in a first year of the college or when you are getting into this trip for IT professional journey, we are all excited about FANG companies, all the Facebook, Google, Amazon of the world. But the thing is, the hard reality is that more than them, Wipro, TCS, Mindtree, Cognizant, Accenture, these companies provide more jobs to the people, to the masses. They provide an excellent platform to learn, grow, make yourself, turn yourself a professional. So we should not also lose focus on these. So our Indian IT industry is mostly the bigger chunk is service, a smaller chunk is product. If you get into a product-based company, it's a different experience. If you get into a service-based company, it's a different experience. None of these experiences are better or worse than anyone. They all have their perks. They all have their pros and cons. They will turn you a different kind of professional individuals. Okay. I see there is one person who is asking for Bengali and English. Oh, sorry, buddy. We should be talking in English because that's the universal language, I think, in our IT field. And Bengali will take you to only a certain extent. And also, I believe there is a healthy mix of people from different backgrounds as well. So I would want to stick to English if there is no problem on it. And
Continue, Raman, please in English only.
yeah. Thank you, sir. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. So this is the industry. Now you cannot have your focus fixed on the product-based company. Sure, I will explain something on the information security. Sure. That is one thing I'll surely do. Okay. Now, so in the industry, when it is segregated in this way, your probability, your high probability is going into a service based companies. What happens when you are in a service based company is that you have to be customer centric. You have to be obsessed with your client and customer, rather than the product on such. So if you are not much keen on providing service, providing doing the things in a faster pace, um, understanding the topic where how can you work on your client's advantage, then this line is going to be very hard for you. I'm just telling very frank observations, very frank things. You might agree, you might disagree. Okay, so this is all about the industry in a very nutshell. You have to be very much customer or customer obsessed. Now coming back to my field, as I stated, I work mostly in a web front end as a full stack developer. So in a nutshell, I make web pages, very simply. Now to understand this part, it's going to be a technical, but I'm not going to cover it over here as Amitabh has stated that we might be segregating this part over a next session. So yeah. So now coming next to my thing is that how to increase your visibility, which I already stated that you have to be visible. I got one question where a person is asking that I'm from civil and how I can be part of the IT industry. You will face problem, but if you are hearing over here, you will face problem. But it is not impossible to get into an IT. What you basically have to do is to turn your profile, your visibility in such a way that whoever is seeing your profile will not get the impression of a civil engineer, will get an impression of an IT person. Now that is up to you. That is up to you how you are going to achieve that. There are ways to do it. We'll discuss on the ways how to do it. You have to increase your profile visibility by attending the things, the classes, seminars, webinars where people actually go to make friends or networks, which we say, or connections. If you join over there, obviously you will get some visibility. You have to find it. There are a lot of hackathons going on, free hackathons. You can participate for a certain fees as well. You have to do a lot of competitive coding, because what happens in the leadership boards, when your names are getting visible over there, you will get instantly some recognition, and obviously you have to pitch in these things. So your profile, your LinkedIn profiles, your Facebook, your social presence should echo that same point, that you are enthusiast in IT field, or you are enthusiast about coding or development or data science, whatever is your passion. And you have to be very passionate about it. It's not like if you are not passionate about IT industry and you are from civil and you are making some way on these coding platforms, on you're contributing to the open source in GitHub, you're commenting on Stack Overflow, Quora on the technical questions. You're making a visibility, you are making the things, but you are still not passionate enough. Believe me, it shows. It shows clearly that you are not passionate, you are not meant for this thing. Okay, so the first thing about everything is to be a passion, is to be a hungry for this thing. Then only this will work. Everything else will come to you if you are hungry enough. When you are hungry, you will find food somehow, wherever it is, you will find it. You have to be hungry for this as well. Okay, so about the increasing of your visibility. Now CV making tips, a very important point. What many people do, or I believe we also did earlier, although my approach was a bit different that time, but yeah, your CV should be tailored to the company where you are going for interview, be it off campusing, on campusing, and try to be available in the off campusings. Many people don't go over there. Some interviews are not to show you, not to just make you convert you as a professional or something. The showing up also matters. If you are showing up over there, it means you are hungry enough. So in the CV making tips, it have to be very simple, because most of the places where you submit the CV now goes through an automated process. It's called ATS, and it maps your CV with the requirement. And I'll be again coming back to the industry on the requirement part. Suppose there is a company which is coming and they have a specific um, requirement that we will be taking people
রমেন, তুই আনমিউট হয়ে গেছিস রমেন। হ্যালো,
cloud or tag cloud generator, and see what are the key words they want. If it is web development, Python development and all, try to align your CV in this way. But having said that, never lie on your CV. If they're asking for 5 qualities and you have none of them, don't try to align your CV by forcefully by giving some lies. Believe me, people are trained to find it out. Am I on mute? Hello?
right now it's okay.
Hello?
Right now it's okay, Roman, you are audible.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I just got a chat to see that I'm on mute. Okay, cool. I'm not on mute, but yeah, I apologize for the inconveniences, because there might be some technical issues on a network or a system. So it may happen. Please feel free to prompt me. And thank you, Argo, for prompting me on this thing. Cool. So your CV has to be aligned with that. Try to keep your CV very brief. I have seen freshers with even 8 pages of CVs, and they have put absolute junk in the entire pages. The main thing is not to impress the people with the data, or not to impress the interviewer with your data. Give some solid things. When an interviewer comes to you for an interview, they are not looking for the next Einstein to hire. Always remember that everybody expects a basic minimum thing. I'll explain what is this basic minimum thing is. Everybody expects this basic minimum thing, and nobody is looking for a next Einstein or a Newton. Okay, so never put more things in your CV which you may don't have a track of. So let's say you just participated in a group project where your role was not even of a developer. Don't give that project name. If you have not worked on something, don't give that, because most of the times you will be asked questions from there and you will start fumbling. Even though you recited the entire thing, believe me when I say that interviewer is trained enough to ask you the question from that section what you don't know. It's not only about to show you that you don't know this. It's just to check your depth, what you know and what you don't know. They will obviously find it out. Be very brief, and I would suggest everybody to go for bigger companies. If you want, yes, go and apply for Facebook. Who is there to stop you? By chance, if you're getting any interviews over there, even though you crack it or not, you will get an awesome experience. Showing up and experience matters. It will accumulate. And you will only understand when you are post the interview. If you introspect on this thing, where your faults are and what you could have done better, then you will only come to know there is no other person is needed. There is only you can identify where was your fault, what go wrong, what went wrong. Many people after giving the interview check for the just vent their frustration. I could have done that. And the questions were unfair. Don't always try to think the process in a negative way. If you always think it in a negative way, that the interview could have been easier for me, or the person who have actually cracked the interview was asked an easy question, or there was some bias, or there was something. Believe me, nothing happens, and there are nothing such happens because there are strict organizational guidelines. There cannot be a bias. There cannot be anything like that. If I give my example, I can never go to Bengal and have conduct any interview because I belong from this area. There are internal rules. I cannot go into that details. I won't go into that details. But yeah, there are rules to eradicate this bias. So obviously there is nothing such things happening. What you have to focus on, that if you are not getting the job, you have not got the job, you need to know what you can do more to get the job, what you could have done better. The best part is that at the end of the interview, ask the question, okay, what are the feedbacks on me? I know that there are a lot of people who cannot tell you. There are some organizational limitations as well. Some organizations prevent the interviewer to give a feedback directly. Okay, some questions are coming, and yep. So okay, yeah, I'll come to those things. There's information security and all these things. So yeah, ask about the feedback. If you're even not getting it, try to read the person's body language. This is very important, and believe me, you can do that. You all have gone through those trainings. Just remember your humanities class. Okay, you have an absolutely awesome department in your college, which very few colleges have out there. When I say out there, it's India, entire India. Very few colleges have that. You have it. Use that department to its maximum. Utilize the classes, utilize their suggestions. Go and talk to them. Since I have spent 6 years in this college, I know a lot of things. I might be telling you guys to do or meet with some people or meet with some department and all. If you do that, you will get a lot of information. But remember, it's all pull basis. You have to go and ask. You have to go and get the data. Nobody, obviously they will give you some data, but nobody will be interested to give you more if you don't ask. Go and ask, and you will get a lot of data from there. So CV making tips, make it very simple. Don't put too much design. Since it goes via automated system, keep it very simple. One thing you can follow is the Harvard CV format. It's a very simple CV format. Just Google it. You will get the doc file and try to modify that. It's a one page or 2 page format. Keep it very simple. Okay. So that much on a CV making tip. There are some advanced ones, but I don't think those are much needed for you. Yes, if you are going for any FANG companies, or if you are going for very American companies, never put your image on the CV, and don't put something which can identify your race, gender, ethnicity, and all. That would be a problem. So try to keep it very simple. Don't put your image. But yeah, for the rest of you, try not to put images. Try to make your CV very simple so that it can be skimmed via ATS system, and obviously map your CVs. So that much part on the CV making tips for me. I have already touched upon the networking part. Now the networking you can do on a unbiased platform. If you think that the Facebook groups will give you the jobs and networking, it won't be. It won't happen. Most of the groups, people simply will post their own agenda, and that's it. Okay, is there any disruption happening on my voice? Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Roman, yes.
Okay, okay, thank you. Because I just got something over here. Okay, cool. Okay, feel free to intervene. Feel free to inform me if you are not able to hear me. So that on a CV making tip. Okay. Also, you would like to add something?
Orgo, now you are unmuted tone. Orgo, please continue. Orgo, are you audible? Orgo. Roman, I think Orgo has dropped, and he is now, right now, he is not co-host. I'm just making him co-host. You just continue. Okay.
Sure, sure, sir. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll be answering some chats over here, and let's pop out the chat. So yeah. So something here from the information security industry. Okay, buddy. So yeah, information security is a very vast part of the industry currently, and it's generating a lot of revenue. The main reason is that this information security industry or the people over there, the ethical hackers you can call them, or security specialists. It's not necessarily to be a hacker to get into this industry. It provides the security layer to a lot of organizations or lot of projects, lot of clients worldwide. Since everything is in online, it is exposed to a lot of people. There can be malicious intentions for the people out there, and it prevents it creates a safeguard for the access of those projects, those services. So information security is a huge part of the industry, and if you're enthusiastic about this thing, please feel free to join. Please feel free to read more about this. It's an awesome place. I have seen literally a lot of information security experts who conduct regular audits. There are specific companies who are expert in the information security. And guess what? A lot of these information security companies are situated in Moscow, in Israel, and these places. So yeah, it's a great exposure if you are interested in this industry. Uh, next. Sir, I have learned web development. Now next what? Okay, cool. See, if you have learned web development, the next thing obviously is the backend development, because the industry's demand was for a T-shaped professionals. Now, when I say T-shaped professional, T for table. So this T-shaped professional means if you see the head of the T, that's the vast thing you need to know. Your learning. The tail of the T, the bottom section, is your mastery, on which you are master of. So the industry expected the people to be of T-shaped. So if the web development, and by web development you mean by HTML, CSS, and simple JavaScript, the next thing is to learn about some frameworks. Start with the jQuery or React, Angular, Vue. There are a lot of other things. The next part you can start with is a Svelte. Svelte is a new thing. It's a new way of doing the web development. So when I say Svelte, I can change this, and so I'm pinging in the common chat room. So this is one of the things which you can learn. This is the WebAssembly, micro frontend. These are the couple of things you can learn. That can be your next thing. And obviously the backend development, if you are learning at this point, then you can establish yourself as a full stack. Now the industry wants or expects the people to be full stack. The reason being is simply driven by profit, and also it is much convenient. If you are a full stack, so that company can deploy, any organization in a service sector or a product sector can deploy you in any layer of the work, wherever the work is needed. Sometimes what happens that maybe there are 3-4 engineers who are working as the front and back end and middleware data, or some places people are working on, and you need to replace one of them, or you need to decrease your cost. You can't deploy a pure front end person to a backend, but a full stack person can be deployed to a backend. If required, that person will be needing a very less training. So that's much of a profitability view. Also, if you are full stack, you will get the understanding of the entire system end to end. If there is a fault coming, you won't be dependent on any other person to find out the fault, to rectify. When you shed off the dependency in a full stack world, and I'm talking again from the industry and the paradigm shift on the job perspective, how the IT jobs are expected now. So yeah, I will be touching on a lot of things. So yeah. So your T-shaped professionals are slowly now becoming H-shaped professional. H for house. Why H? If you see, and now it's a very wide H. Okay, when I say H, it's a very wide H. Same principle as T. The head of the T would be your skills, the number of skills or the technology or the frameworks you know or the services you know, and the both corners are 4 tails. You have to be master of at least more than 2-3 technologies, and obviously they don't have to, they won't be from one field. If you need to have front end, back end, middleware, data, the idea about the data and how the how you can manipulate the data, how you can use the data structure and algorithms, very important part you need to know. Now I cannot stress more onto this thing. The data structure, algorithms, you need to have a sound approach even though you are in web development. Okay, even though you are in web development. Okay, so I'll be stopping over here. Just by taking cue of this, I covered at least some part of the industry and the job nature. So yeah, Arindam, Argo, you want to add something?
Yeah, definitely, Raman. So the thing is like that, as I would like to, highlight one thing that Raman has said very, aptly, that is, you have to stay hunger, okay? Because the hunger is the necessity of, like all inventions. Similarly, hunger is the necessity to learn also, okay? If you are not hungry to learn the things, you will definitely never learn all those things. Coming to the industrial, things like how the industry is working basically. So, if you go to the industry, once you are being selected for a particular company, okay, the thing is like that, service based companies are there which will hire the fresher and everything on a mass like mass level. If they are not hiring, okay, just don't think that in that way, people are there's a pandemic situation, and the pandemic is causing this kind of issues, okay. There are multiple factors which are favoring hiring process and everything. So coming to that hiring process, I would like to tell you, like, when being a fresher, how you will have to inculcate your knowledges and whatever the thing you are getting. So the service based industries, right? So if you come to the Indian IT industry, right, you will get 90% of the companies which are working as a service based industry. If you're going to a product base, the approach and learning thing will be a different for you people, and the obviously the the interview process will be definitely a different one. It won't be like, like if you go to a product based company, you will, like you can have an assumption, okay, how we have went for a service based industry. The same approach you will be needing, like you will be having that one for a product based company. So coming to that, bifurcating those things, the first thing is, you will have to be very much strong about your skills, whether it is a communication skill, whether it is, the like coding or like anything you are having. Okay, the thing is like that, we have, like being a student, we have always having an assumption, like okay, once I get to a particular industry, like I will be become a very good coder, and I will be doing a, like coding on a large scale. So if you come to an industry is not limited to particularly to a development or a coding thing. Okay, there are various things that are, running a particular IT industry, whether it's come to information security, as Raman told me, okay, told us everyone that information security plays a very, crucial and vital role. Because the thing is like, like whether it is a customer, whether it is a end user, everyone will be concerned about their security. And in today's world, like if someone is stealing $100 from you, or 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees from you, it doesn't matter to you. But if your data is getting compromised anywhere, so then you are totally, like you will get mad, because the data is the most valuable thing in the world now. Okay, so the thing is like that, like coming to those things, like, like like when we are a student, right, we will be attending, different kind of seminars and all those things, like for the ethical hacking and all those things. Try to inculcate all, all kind of knowledge that you're getting from those things. Okay, try to be, like precise about, see, being a fresher, you will have you will come across, multiple subjects in your like almost in every each and every semester. So you will have to, pick at least one subject from each semester. Okay, and try to be, get a in-depth knowledge of that one. 100% of in-depth knowledge you won't be getting, definitely, but try to get as much as you can get. Okay, whether it is being, database management system, whether it is, take see, we will be having, multiple coding languages, right, like C, C sharp, okay, then we will be having VB.NET, Java, everything we will have. But make sure you are picking at least one language and you are having a good command over it. Because I'm telling you in the say, if you're going for a particular, like subject, or like, a language, definitely the thing is like that, the recruitment doesn't come with a, a single scenario, or with a particular languages. So try to, get knowledge for maybe like oops, you are getting like for the oops, or try to get exposure to different kind of things, that I will say. And you right now, like see, we are having a flexibility of getting, knowledges from Udemy, Coursera, and everything. Try to enroll to those website. Okay, try to see the current trend, what you are getting from the, by doing a Google or something, and try to get as much as of, like data from there, and try to get those courses, get enrolled to those courses in the different forums, and try to get the knowledge. See, no, when a interview will be coming, okay, if suppose I am being a interviewer, I will try to interview someone, I will never go for, like in-depth knowledge. Basically like what an interviewer does, okay, like as per my understanding, if being an interviewer, if I'm, trying to interview someone, I will try to see whether a particular candidate who is coming in front of me is, like having the zeal to, learn things or not. Okay, because being a fresher, none of the interviewer is, is going to challenge you on the spot, and they will be asking you, you don't have this particular knowledge on this thing, how can you come to an interview? Okay, so basically being a fresher, everyone knows that you don't have a prior exposure to the industry. Okay, so they will try to, like examine you on the basis of the things that you have learned. And the best thing that Raman has said, okay, never do any kind of fake jargons or anything in your CV, because the person who is interviewing you has a lot of experience, evaluating the CVs and everything. And nowadays the CVs and resumes are not getting, like evaluated manually. Basically they are being automated. There's an automated process, as Raman told, to get the CV and resumes getting evaluated on those things. So try to, like be concise. Okay, don't give jargons on your like resume and CVs, and don't give any kind of false, commitments. And like even while giving an interview also, Okay, so this kind of things you will have to keep in mind and be precise on what knowledge you are having. Don't try to overexpose yourself, or like few people have a tendency, you don't like like when getting interviewed, so they will try to try to convince like the interviewer or panelist like they know so many things. Trust me, no one is eager to get this thing that you are aware of so many things, because no one, everyone wants a person who is committed to a work, not to just to do showcase their skills. So that will showcasing your skills will come to a part when
Orgo,
you're getting a lot of exposure. Yes, sir.
Orgo, just a minute.
Hello.
Actually, we have another session from 7. It is based on Roman, Orgo.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Uh, just a minute. Actually, we have another session from 7, that is for TCS Ninja Drive. There is a live session from 7 o'clock. Okay, so I have already posted one message to the students. Please follow it. Those who have to attend TCS Ninja's live session from 7, they may leave. They may leave the session. We will wrap up within 5 to 10 minutes of this session, and it will be continued in the technical including technical session and the continuation of the interview session as well in the next week, or when we get the time from the our busy students Roman and Orgo. So it will be arranged. Don't worry about that. Okay. So Roman, just 5 to 10 minutes you have to wrap up.
Okay. Okay. I'll try to take up couple of questions, which I already received from here. So let's start with the
just a minute,
bigger one.
Roman, Arek minute.
Yeah,
Just.
sure.
So, please, student, please fill up the feedback form, and it will also true for getting certificates. So it is you just fill the link. It is provided by Malakar sir already. Now, Roman, you continue. You can take 10 minutes more.
Okay, sure. So for the interested people, here is my LinkedIn profile, so that you can join. You can start follow me, or start. You can connect with me over here. So that's one thing. Okay, great question from Nilanjan.
Some live
So
question is
yeah,
Roman, may I
yeah.
share the screen that the question we have compiled? It is just displayed in the background of you only. So you go through your
I mean, I
work,
have,
but
yeah,
you
sir.
can share.
I have already segregated in these questions in a certain order, where in a certain theme, I should say, which can be taken. So it's on a skill, pandemic, tech interviews, and all. So I wanted to cover all these things, since this is a recorded session, and so people can refer to it later as well.
Okay, continue. Thank you.
Yeah, this is one thing. So I'll start with this for the future of programming. So the couple of questions which I received is like, what is the future of programming? Is it Python or CSS or other? Please explain. Buddy, whoever has submitted these questions, see, you cannot compare Python with a CSS, or it's like apples with oranges. There is nothing called future of programming. Everything is new when it comes, and after some day the trend goes off. Right now it might be Python or something, but I have seen a lot of people who does mistake while going into the Python. And what Devika ma'am was also referring to is that the basic knowledge, the thing, if you jump directly into the Python and start using the internal tools or internal utilities, you won't be knowing the actual thing which happens. Like if somebody asks you to sort or something, you are simply using dot sort. I mean, what impression it gives to the interviewer that you don't know how to do the sorting manually. If somebody asks you for the complexity of the code, you can't explain. If somebody asks you for a different kind of sorting, you won't be even knowing what that sort is using internally, right? So it's not bad at all to go for the Python, but if you are doing the Python, learn it in a hard way. don't go for the easier soft way. There is a very good practice which one of our professors, he's I mean HOD of your computer science department, Manish sir. So Manish sir used to tell us that code in Notepad, the Java even. I mean, Orgo might remember. So
Yeah.
code in Notepad. Why? The reason is that if you code in Notepad for the things like Java, you can understand what is the wrong you are doing before a IDE or compiler is telling to you. You will come to know the steps, what is happens internally, your code turns into the class file. Very, very important to know. Unless you are doing the things in a hard way, you can't learn it properly. And so future of programming, there is nothing such as a future of programming. Everything is future, everything is past. JavaScript, Java, C, C++, Scala, Groovy, everything was there, is there currently. C will, I think it will stay to the end of the time. But does it mean that everybody will go for C and don't go for anything else? I'm not saying anything or any language is good or bad. What I'm saying that what you have to accumulate is your engineering acumen. If you know how to write code, if you know what is the, if you know data structure algorithms, if you know how what is the grammar of a programming language, every programming language is good enough. Every programming language will become your nightmare if you don't know all these things. Because a programming language is just to construct on these grammars. If you don't know what is a list, what is a map, what is a tree, everything is useless. If you don't know the basic functionality of if, for loop, do while, when to use what, it's useless. You need to know that. Okay, some is coming as what is the biggest trend impacting the IT industry? How do you expect this trend to affect your job? Okay, biggest trends impacting the IT is obviously the machine learning, artificial intelligence. I mean, these two words you already know about. I don't have to tell that these are very important, and you have to, your aim should be to reach on that place, to be a data science engineer, a machine learning expert, and for that your journey starts from a long time. See, this IT industry, right? This getting into an IT industry is like preparing a Chinese dish. I love analogies, so you might be finding me to give you a lot of analogies. It's like preparing a Chinese dish. You see, a chef is preparing noodle in 5 minutes, but the preparation for the dish takes a hell lot of time. From chopping of the vegetables to arranging the broth and arranging the spices and all, it takes a lot of time and skills to do it. The dish preparation time may be 5 minutes, but the actual time which is going for arranging the things and all is huge. So I get a lot of questions from a lot of people to give a tips and tricks for cracking an interview, give an interview questions. I absolutely dislike that. That is nothing shortcut. And there are even people who come back to me and say, you said these questions which did not came. I'm not God or anybody. None of the people are God. What you have to do is, I'll come to those questions where it is I marked it as a tech interviews, how to prepare for the companies and all. So let's first finish with this thing, and how I expect that these trend will affect my job. If you know about one thing, there is something called GitHub Copilot, which is a wonderful thing which integrates into your IDE. And what happens, as you are coding, you can directly get the ready-made code from this artificial intelligence driven system, and it will pick up the code which is most probably suited as per its own algorithm. You can also choose to select the other options which it provides you. The future of the coding is this: artificial coding, at low level coding, like the design. You just have to go and tell that I want a banking application to be made. All the logics, all the things will be created and it will be provided to you. Only you have to give your bank your business rules. You are providing 4% interest, or you are taking 5% interest, and all those core business rules. Everything else will be prepared. So this is where the industry is currently, and this is where we need to make ourselves enhanced so that we can still stay as relevant. If we simply think that making a website or designing something is enough, it's not. And soon, I mean, I don't know, have you seen the deepfake videos or the deepfake images on internet or not? If artificial intelligence can make a deepfake image, what also it is creating movie scripts, it is creating stories, it is creating the artwork which people have never seen before. It's a creation of a machine, and you can't make the difference of it. Is it really hard for these machines to come and create a system for you? No, they can do it. They are still doing it. So you have to make yourself relevant. You have to become the part of the people who are actually programming this system. So that's where you have to modify and keep updating yourself and reach to that level where you still stay relevant. Good design is really a skill which humans can have. Design not only on the drawing, design is on the designing of a system, designing of the architectures. Because these systems still, these artificial AI systems still work on the design made by somebody else. You have to reach to that area, but you are a fresher. So even if you don't worry about these things, it's cool. But it's a good question. It's a very nice question. And affecting our job, yes, unless I'm modifying myself. So you have to keep on learning, keep on enhancing yourself. Okay, so that's the future of the things. I'll take these questions. These are a bit tricky questions. I'll come to them. These are very interesting. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, Robin.
You were saying something, sir?
No.
Okay.
You may continue.
Okay.
Another 2 minutes. You can continue. You just continue with the.
Okay, sir. I have.
You just cover.
Yeah, but I have.
Chat box question right now.
Okay, sure. So yeah, there is one question which is coming from Oracle database knowledge. So Argo, you want to take this one?
I think it will be better.
Yeah, sure, Raman. So yeah, so the question is like, okay, what kind of post this knowledge apply? Okay, so basically, if you are specifying a particular, like a database like Oracle, or whether it be, like cloud, like a Snowflake or a Salesforce. So basically, the like the thing is like that, the database knowledge remains same across all the platforms, whether it is a relational RDBMS or whether it is, like we are having a cloud. So basically, a select statement over in the Oracle database will work in the same manner or in the same fashion. Like how it will work in the Snowflake or into Salesforce. So basically, if you're having a knowledge of a particular database, definitely it will help you in learning other database too, because the basics remain same across all the database. So does this answer your question, Nilanjan? Okay, fine. So I think we are running out of time right now for
Yeah,
today.
I'll just take one question, which is Sir Arnab Ganguly is posted for the Jupyter Notebook. Sir, what happens with the Jupyter Notebook is that it's good when you are knowledgeable, but for the beginner, it is not a good thing to jump into there, but because it exposes a lot of shortcuts, it exposes a lot of easy things which people can get very much addicted to. As a human being, psychologically, as a human being, we are wired in such a way that we always go for the easier things, easier thing first. So it's not for the beginner one, but obviously if you are doing the research, if you are if your your point to use this Jupyter notebook is not to learn a Python or to do something, maybe you're working on the data warehouse or the data manipulation or the or let's say artificial intelligence, then it is useful because your main aim to work is different. It's not on the learning of the code, because that you have already passed, you have already done that. So I see this thing from my side in this way. It's my view on the tech, that it is not for the starters, but yes, if you are experienced enough, you know the basic, and you want to do something else quickly, which will help on your journey for the innovation or the work which you are doing. It's the same thing as the calculators. We usually don't give calculators to the kid because we want to develop their arithmetic skills. Later, when you are working on a really complex thing where your main focus is not to show your arithmetic skills, yes, you can use your calculator. So I hope that answers your question, sir.
One thing.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Dr. Sad is actually a professor of BB College, our BB College, Asansol BB College.
Yes, I saw here, sir has posted over here. Thank you, sir. Thank you for posting question, and thank you all of you who have posted the question.
Thank you, sir, for attending the session. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anybody else want to post something which we can cover quickly in a minute or
And
so?
Roman, I want to mention one thing, that is,
Yeah.
you have mentioned our humanities lab.
Yes.
Actually, this DWWD, that is, WDDW, Web Development and Data Warehousing, this name was proposed by our Hirok sir,
Yes.
our favorite
Yes.
Hirok sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Hirok sir.
Thank
He
you.
is not attending this seminar, but I will convey your message to him.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
And even I received couple of points which I wanted to touch on over here. Okay. How we can apply?
Roman, one
Yes.
question. Thank you, Roman and Orgo, both of you, for giving your valuable speech. Roman, I have one question, easy question. So,
Yes, sir.
if some students have no idea about C language, is it possible to learn Python programming in details?
It is possible, sir, because the syntax of the Python is very beginner friendly. It is easy, but it has its own caveats. I have seen, I mean, nationwide, all over India, lot of people are going for Python and doing the, I don't know, projects, internships and all. But when they're coming out of it, they know certain things in Python to be used, but those are all, shortcut tools. Like if I'm giving a question to short something, they're simply using dot short. If I'm asking to change this data structure into another data structure, they're just using some converter methods internally or some tools, some frameworks or plugin which is inside the Python. It is still possible, sir. To answer your question, it is still possible a person can go with the Python. But what I would suggest, at least go for something on a object oriented thing, because the world is running over there. There are some things, some languages like JavaScript, which is extremely flexible, Python very flexible. If somebody starts with that, there is no wrong with this. But you should know something on a classical languages like Java or C# or something. Yeah, this is very much needed. The main reason is that by practicing these things, you will be knowing a lot of things, lot of basics about your programming that you can still do with the Python. But as I said, you have to go in a hard way, not the easy way.
Right. Okay,
Sure,
thank
sir.
you,
Sure.
Tom.
Anyone else?
Yes, sir. Is there anyone in chat box?
We have
Amitabh
covered.
sir.
There is no question in the chat box. Right now, all are covered.
Whether they will continue or you want to?
it will be a technical issue, so we
Okay,
have to
okay.
wrap up.
Sure,
So
sure.
Sujoy sir, please continue with your Roman and Orgo. So
Sure.
we definitely organize another session for you
Uh,
according to your time.
that is
Sure.
minimum 2 hours.
Yeah, definitely,
Okay,
sir,
okay.
definitely.
Yeah, that much
Yeah.
is
Otherwise, it's
required.
very difficult to complete
Uh,
1 hour within two resource person.
yes, sir.
Actually,
And
we have planned for 2 hours this session.
Right.
This session we have planned for 2 hours, but unfortunately we are not able to continue. So thank you
Okay.
very much, Roman and Orgo. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We make
sure.
us proud.
Thank you all, sir.
The
Thank
amount
you, sir.
of thank you, sir. The amount of questions what we received is overwhelming, and I would like to answer each of them, but unfortunately couldn't. There was not just enough time, and
we can
these
do one
questions
thing.
are.
Roman, we can do one thing. We just make a questionnaire set, and we along with the answer, some from you, some from Orgo, some from our side. Then we can put it in the. We can send it their mail ID in their mail ID.
Yes, sir. We will also organize another day. Okay. We can
Obviously,
also
obviously,
arrange.
sure. For at least for 1.5 hour, at least.
Right, right.
I think right now we have to wrap up this session. Roman, don't mind, huh?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
So Sujoy sir, please continue. Sujoy sir.
Maybe Sujay
Sujoy sir, are you there?
Sujay sir.
Sujoy sir is not present.
Okay, so AC sir, please conclude the session.
Acha, so Sumit sir, please give vote of thanks. Sumit sir.
Yes, thank you, SSR. So it is a wonderful experience once again to have Roman and Orgo both with us. Not only one, but for the first time, both with us. So
Thank you, sir. We also enjoyed
yes,
this.
yes.
Thank you,
So
sir.
hopefully we'll meet once again with where you can share your experience, and students will have many more questions where you can give some guidelines to them also. So with the permission of respected HOD sir, I would like to give a vote of thanks to Roman and Orgo, both with respect to our managing director Taranjit Singh sir, director T.K. Ghosh sir, respected HOD sir Dr. Dibendu Kumar Pal, all faculty members of our department, all technical staffs, and also the sir present attending session today from BB College, Dr. Arnab Ganguly sir, and last but not the least, all participant also.
And special thank also goes to Devika ma'am.
Yes, I
She
forgot
makes
it.
our session one level up. She makes our session one level up, obviously.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you for thank you everyone. Thank you all the participants, all the teaching and faculty members. Thank you. It was a wonderful session. I wish there was a bit more time, but yes, let's see what we can have over here. And I'll try to have a questionnaire set and send it. I'll try to get this on. And yeah, okay.
To send it to me, I will circulate it to everybody. And from tomorrow, I will again disturb you for the next session.
Yeah,
when we
definitely, sir.
are able to organize the second session. And Devika ma'am is also very excited to make another session. She actually tell me that it may be a series of webinar from Roman and Orgo, and some more people may be included in this. So you can take some other people's help as well. So it will be 2 hour. It may be a 2 hour session consisting of 5 to 6 hour alumni, and all of you are brothers and sisters. So it will be better. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely, sir.
Yeah, definitely. We'll generally see towards it, sir. We only have a problem with the time. That's
Exactly. So managing. So first priority is your time. So you just arrange it. You just take your
Yeah.
schedule, busy schedule. It is obviously, we are very thankful to you that you have managed the time, especially
Sure.
especially Orgo.
There is just one question, sir. If you don't mind, I just want to take one question, which is very relevant. It is coming from Riya Prasad
Sure,
from
sure,
MCA.
sure, sure, sure,
She's telling I'm facing problem due
sure.
to 12th marks, which is not 60%. Believe me, I didn't have 16% as well,
Right,
and I'm in
right.
the industry.
And placed in the second first company, appear in the first company. Roman has placed in the first.
So, Riya, just don't be worried about that. There are a lot of companies which are hiring people who don't have 60%. Just join those companies. They might not be the very flashy or big company which other people are joining, and many of the time the companies come to the different states with the different requirement. You have to keep that in mind, because not all states ranking systems are same. If you see the Delhi University's cutoff is 99% because the people are getting that much of mark. So they have to put a cutoff at 99%. But that's not the case in here, right? If somebody knows the situation of the number given by BU, I mean Bardhaman University or Calcutta University, it's 35% or 45%. I think it's equivalent to much for other states. So don't be much worried that you cannot get. You're facing problem. I can understand, but you can keep on trying. Keep on looking into the job portals and get into one job. What happens when you get into a job and at least do at least spend some time over there, at least an year. Maybe it's a small company or a small profile. The next time nobody is going to look for your 12th mark. It will be just the work you have done. Does it answer your query?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we also discuss about this type of situation or this type of question several times. Thank you very much, HOD sir, and all other. Thank you very much, Mr. Dr. Arnab Ganguly sir. Thank you, students, all the students. So, if you have
Thank
any
you,
question,
thank you all.
Roman
Thank
LinkedIn ID is there. You can post the question to our Sumit sir, Malakar sir, or me. I will definitely send it to Roman and Orgo.
Argo's
Thank you
LinkedIn
very
ID
much.
is also provided. Please feel free to connect with him. He's also I mean equally equipped to handle your queries. Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you all.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
thank
please
you all.
note down so please note down the LinkedIn ID of Orgo and Roman. So now we want to end of this session. So thank you very much.